Hi Polyphonic, this is Jade Simmons coming back at you. I did promise you a follow-up, kind of a gritty behind-the-scenes video about me putting on my own concert in Charleston, South Carolina, and I will do that in the next video. In this one, I want to focus on an aspect that I'm realizing more and more is an important one for us to discuss. That's the idea of challenging your audiences. Now, you should also be catering to your audience, which means that you're giving them what they expect from you. But I think you need to be looking for a wonderful balance between catering to your audience and challenging them, giving them more than what they came for. Now, for me, when I think really seriously about my artistic brand, what it has become and what I want it to continue to be, one word keeps springing up, and that's this element of unexpectedness. People now begin to expect something unexpected from me and my concert experience. So I look to deliver that. I look to offer an experience that from the beginning to the end continually and gradually pushes my audience's limits. For me, I've done that by kind of clinging to three words, three mission words, I like to call them. Everything that I do artistically, on and away from the stage, I try to inspire, inform, and entertain. So in my concert experience, I'm always looking for opportunities to do those three things, usually simultaneously. So how that manifested is on the first half of this concert that I did in Charleston. Since I am a classical concert pianist, I played expectedly classical music. Everything from Mozart, Beethoven, to Rachmaninoff, to Liszt, all the big names, the big heavy hitters. I gave the audience that because they were expecting it, but I tried to present it in an unexpected way. And I told stories that were probably unexpected, what people didn't expect me as a classical pianist to say. And this was what gave that twist. Now, in the second half, I wanted to challenge them orally as well. I wanted to maybe mix up their idea of what a classical pianist looked and sounded like. So the unexpected element came out more so in the music. But the way this was done was very strategically, so that by the time I ended up rapping at the end of the show, there was this gradual progression. And so instead of being afraid that they weren't going to get what they expected because they'd already gotten out on the first half, they were now excited to see how I was going to surprise them next. So it's not about finding a gimmick or about being sensational or shocking your audience with something that doesn't feel genuine. It's about finding, like I did, these three words or these three missions or one mission that you want to continually project onto your audience by way of challenging them. Now, when you cater to your audience, the wonderful thing is they feel soothed, comforted, they feel like they got exactly what they came for, and most importantly to them, they feel like they got their money's worth. But when you challenge your audience, that's usually the element that is the most memorable. It's usually the part of your concert that they talk about in an excited way, and it's what makes them become ferocious fans on your behalf. And what you'll notice is that if people only get what they expect, there's not much reason for them to come back and see you again. But if you're giving them something that challenges them, that's unexpected, it gives them reason to come see you time and time again. And as an artist, that's what you're looking for, is a fan base that renews itself, that wants to keep up with what you're doing. I think it's important that you push your audience. I also think it's important that you push yourselves. So for me to get up on stage and go from very strictly classical to improvisation to hip hop and eventually to rap was an exhilarating experience and also a frightening one. So I was pushing myself beyond my comfort limits. I was very open and honest with the audience that that's what I was doing. And they enjoyed watching this metamorphosis happen. I also told stories about how I got from point A to point, I don't know where I am now, point M, point Q, because I'm not at point Z yet. And the great thing is they're going to follow me now all the way to point Z. So I think this element of challenging your audience should carry over into you challenging yourself artistically, which will keep you stimulated and motivated to keep creating and keep innovating. And what will happen is you'll find you are no longer competing with your peers. You're no longer competing with every other artist who does what you do. Because when you step outside of your own box, nobody else will be doing exactly what you do. I challenge you to find an African American female classical pianist who also raps and writes and speaks and improvises. You probably can't find one in that exact combination. And that's the key, is to keep innovating your product so that you're no longer competitive because you're above the field of competition, because you're doing your own thing. So soon your audience will seek you out, your fans will seek you out because of the specific experience that you offer. That's the surefire way to stand out. And I challenge you to begin to challenge yourself and challenge your audience as well. Have fun with that. See you next time.